Granny Owl. Oh, I'm so glad you could come. This is my home. And this is my lucky charm. An amulet. It keeps us all safe. Now, would you like a story? Oh, you would? Oh, well, that's simply marvellous news. And lucky for me, I still have one little owl that lives at home with me. And he loves a good story. Don't you? Yes. His favourite stories are from Uncle Buzz's book. It's full of Uncle Buzz's adventures all around the world. You know very well. The book is incredibly powerful, and only I can touch the book. I know. Well, I've got quite a story for you today, but I'm not sure you're going to believe it. Well, maybe I should tell you then and see what you think. Are you sitting all cozy and comfy? Why don't you get yourself a cushion or a blanket? Make yourself a little cozy nest. Oh, there now, very good. Okay, here it goes then. This story didn't start with Buzz's book. No, this story started with a very wet and rainy day. And Little Owl was driving me crackers. It had been raining non-stop, and all I wanted was for him to go outdoors, out from under my feet, and let off some steam. But could I get him to go out? No, I could not. I not like the wet Guam. But I was worried. He was itching to let off steam, he was. And I was worried he was going to break something. What with all his cavorting and busyness. I tried everything I could do to persuade him to go out. I even promised him a warm and fluffy towel when you come in, and a special rub-a-dub-dub, rub-a-dub-dub. He refused point blank. I stay here with you, Guam. I be good. So, do you think I let him? Yes, of course I did. What could I do? And after all, he promised me he'd be as good as gold. So I got out my knitting, I did. But not 2 minutes had passed when what do you think happened? Yes, he couldn't hold himself back. He started fidgeting and flapping all over me, he was. And then he got himself knotted in my wool. And the more he panicked, the more tangled he got. Oh, I realised I had to calm him down. What do you think I did to calm my little scrumbug down and untangle him from the wool? Yes, I sang to him. Knit 1, purl 2, my heart's with you. Knit 1, purl 2, my heart's with you. Eventually, he was all calm, but not for long. He just couldn't hold himself back. He went and fiddled with the lucky charm, the amulet. And what do you think happened then? Yes, you're right. It broke right in two. Oh no! I was devastated, I was. Oh dear, oh dear, oh no. I suppose he didn't realise how important it is. I knew where it would tell him. I knew where it was written. The book that knows everything. Uncle Buzz's book. The amulet is made from the deepest jade, and it is respected far and wide. Inside is a leaf from the oldest tree in the world, making the amulet incredibly powerful. The leaf gives roots to all the trees, and it protects all the animals and the creatures in the world. Uncle Buzz, he gave me this amulet to keep us safe whilst he was away. Now, I suppose Little Owl realised how important it was. And of course, he offered to fix it. But he had made enough of a muddle, so I told him, "Stay here and don't touch a thing while I see if I can find some glue." I suppose Little Owl must have been terribly worried about the animals in the trees. That's the only way I can explain what happened next. What do you think he touched? Something very powerful, the thing he knows he mustn't. He opened the book. Down, down, down he fell through the pages of the book, and away he went. A gust of wind swept through Little Owl's feathers as a flock of birds joined him. They made a V formation that stormed through the sky. Flying through the leaves, Little Owl whirled and swirled. He was pushed one way and the other, and all of a flurry as he was swept along. Tiny shoots of leaves curled this way and that, coming closer to Little Owl until he was surrounded by wild vines. The air was filled with the sound of buzzing as mosquitoes and dragonflies zipped through the air. Little Owl followed the dragonflies through the deep, dense leaves of the tropical forest canopy. As he neared the trees, everything became drenched in sunlight. He could feel himself growing hot and heavy. Suddenly, he heard a terrible commotion and a rattling of chains, and then a monkey appeared with a terrible chain clanking all around, and it was fixed tight around his tail. He was trapped, and he was calling out in pain, and as he did, he was turning in circles and making himself more and more tangled. Oh dear! Oh dear! Hold still, monkey! You are in a tangle! You're making it worse! You need to calm down, said Little Owl. Monkey cried and yelled. Little Owl didn't know how to calm the poor monkey down. But then he must have thought of me, because guess what he did? He remembered the song I sang to him. Knit one pearl to my heart's with you. Knit one pearl to my heart's with you. It worked. It was like the monkey was in a trance, and little owl was able to untangle that monkey and free him from the chains. Oh, monkey was so overjoyed. He did a headstand right there and then he explains. Oh, trappers, catch monkey, monkey trapped long time, monkey scared, monkey sad, monkey hungry. Little owl realized he had got there just in time. The animals were in grave danger. He had to fix things. They could hear the trappers approaching. Monkey showed Little Owl which way to go. Follow river, monkey friend, go, quick. Well, you remember, he's scared of water, so that was not the best news. But he knew there was no time to waste. So he breathed deep and he followed the rushing, running river. It tumbled down. Water gushed this way and that. Little Owl had never seen such a mighty river fall. And there, at the bottom of the falls, was a crocodile with a great rusty rope tying his mouth together. Oh no! Poor Croc! Croc summoned Little Owl as best he could. Me mouth's all tied up. Them tea leaves, thieves, got me. Get down here and help me. Little Owl checked. You won't eat me, Croc replied. Don't be daft. Autumn veggie years ago. I like mangoes. Despite being scared of the water, Little Owl flew down and tried his best to undo the rope. But try as he might, he just couldn't untie it. It's knotted. Croc was writhing and wriggling, and he cried, Oh no, that's it, Ronnie. I haven't eaten for days. I might as well just give up now. I'm brown bread, dead. Goodbye, jungle. Goodbye, waterfall. Only he could get Croc to open his jaws and hold still. He could rub the rope against one of Croc's sharp teeth. He must have thought of me when I make him brush his teeth. And what I say to him, what do you think that is? Yes, you're right. Open wide. Say ah! Croc opened his jaws as wide as he could. Little Owl was just able to get the rope in between his teeth and whittle the rope away like a saw against one of his sharp teeth until, snap, the rope came in two. Geronimo, I'm free! Croc rejoiced. Croc was so overjoyed, he took Little Owl on a celebratory ride down the river. They had a wonderful time splashing each other. Would you, Adam and Eve? You conquered your fears! Croc taught Little Owl how to enjoy the water. Splish splash! You're having a giraffe! Laugh! Little Owl had such a fun time splashing in the river. He almost forgot about the trappers until he realized Croc must have swam off, and he was a bit soggy. He climbed, dripping, ashore. Suddenly, a bright and fluffy parrot appeared. He looked so magnificent, Little Owl marvelled at his brightly coloured feathers. You look so fluffy. Could you give me a rub-a-dub-dub with your feathers, please? The parrot willingly obliged. It tickled and Little Owl giggled. he looked closer, he noticed something strangely familiar about the parrot's face. "It can't be. Is it you, Uncle Buzz?" he asked. "I'm in disguise, my boy. I've been spending some time with the parrots. I'm incognito." Buzz explained that he had dressed up as a parrot because parrots are the rainforest warning system. "The animals are in terrible danger. Trappers are catching them. Us parrots are the only ones who can escape the trappers. We've been flying and watching, and we've seen it all." Well, Little Owl remembered his mission and was filled with guilt once more. If only he hadn't broken the amulet. He had to fix things, and there wasn't a moment to lose. They could hear the trappers getting closer. "Got to fix it." Oh, Little Owl thought very hard. What if all the parrots and the birds could work together? Or perhaps we could find a way to scare off the trappers. "By Jove! Yes, my boy, yes. The parrots, they have an ancient call, a fearsome flapper's call, which if it still works and they all come, it might just stop those terrible trappers." So, together, Buzz and Little Owl, with all their might, flapped their wings and chanted the fearsome flapper's call. "No trap, flap, flap, no trap, flap, flap, no trap, flap, flap, no trap, flap, flap. Alone we're small, together we stand tall. Trappers hear this call." Suddenly, out of nowhere, birds started to appear and join in.
"Flap, you flappers!"
No trap, flap, flap, no trap, flap, flap, no trap, flap, flap. With all our might, we take flight. The more we flap, they can't trap. We stick together, whatever the weather. Birds with feathers, safe forever. Could you believe it? There was a flash of formidable flapping feathers as every bird, large and small, from far and wide, filled the sky. All the birds together created the strongest jungle shield ever. Feathers flapped in every direction and their calls were deafening. The trappers were terrified.
"Oh, let's get out of here. Them birds are terrifying. Yeah, I got a feather up my nose,"
whimpered the trappers as they fled. Little Owl sighed a big sigh of relief. "Phew, fixed."
"Together we stand tall,"
chortled Buzz. Together, they had done it. The animals and the trees were once again protected, and at last, it was time to go home. I better get back to Granny before she notices I'm gone." They followed the rushing, running river up through the dense, dark leaves. Up through the canopy they travelled. The air was filled once more with the sound of buzzing as mosquitoes and dragonflies zipped through the air. Little Owl watched as tiny shoots of leaves disappeared into the distance. They left the tropical forest behind and burst through the clouds. Buzz had to continue his travels. He gave Little Owl a farewell kiss and reminded him to do as he was told. I know, I will." Flap, flap, glide. On Little Owl flew until he felt the cool rain on his feathers, and for the first time, it felt good. He soared through the drip-dropping droplets, opening his wings and loop-the-loop right into the pelting rain. He splashed and splashed. Well, I couldn't find any glue, but I had finally finished my knitting. And that's when I realised I hadn't heard a peep out of Little Owl. I looked out the window to see him having the time of his life. He was wet as a crocodile. Geronimo! Go weave to flow! Oh my word, I might need your help here. Wow, please come in, Little Owl.
Wow.
Wow,
Please come in,
Little Owl. Yes, I had a warm and fluffy towel ready. Rub-a-dub-dub, rub-a-dub-dub. We were just having a lovely cuddle. Oh, I was so happy he wasn't scared of water anymore. Suddenly, we noticed something caught the light. The amulet! It's fixed. I couldn't believe my eyes. How could it be? Oh, wow. It must have been a little drop of magic. Uncle Buzz always said it was powerful. Well, we stick together, whatever the weather. Birds with feathers, safe forever. Come now, it's getting late. It's time for bed. Oh, we mustn't forget to brush your beak. Now, what is it we say? Say, ah! Yes, that's right. Now, where did I put your beak brush? Oh, goodbye, everyone. Do come again another time, won't you? Goodbye. Bye.